What's up, y'all? We back with another one. Um, we got 1090 Jake for this one. This one specifically is talking about the Ksoo case with his dad, and I've been waiting for this update to come because I didn't catch the other stuff when it first was coming out. But to y'all out there who've been keeping up the case, y'all know what's going on. But for those who don't, Ksoo, long story short, he killed somebody, and I think he killed another person or was involved in it. But his dad drove him away from the scene or whatever. So his dad was involved in the case. Long story short, his dad snitched on his son all the way bad, like all the way, like not even partially snitched, like he did it all bad. So he got on the stand and did it all. So yeah, we finna get into this and see what's going on, see what's the update on this case, because I've been waiting on this.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Jacksonville drill rapper Ksoo's dad being sentenced to essentially nothing after testifying against his own son and getting him a life sentence. Now, as everybody already knows, this is Ksoo and his father, and the two of them have been wrapped up into an insane case because Ksoo sought revenge for his brother, who's also his other son. And Ksoo got revenge by blowing dude's face off with an AR pistol.
Right.
And then when they called Ksoo's dad to come pick them up to get away from the scene because they got chased by the police, crashed, Ksoo ran. The other two co-defendants hid in the house and held a lady hostage and changed in her husband's clothes. When they called Ksoo's dad to come pick them up, Ksoo went and did it and became an accessory to a first-degree murder case.
Right.
Now, Ksoo's dad didn't want anything to do with prison, so he did this.
On January 15, 2020, prior to the murder of Charles McCormick, were you aware of what was going to happen?
I could never. I ain't got no kids right now, but and there's so many ways to look at this. Honestly, it's like so many ways you could look at this. But there's no way I'm telling on my son. I could never see myself doing that. Never. And honestly, then again, there's so many ways you could look at this. Like, these young kids would be having their dad and mom in the house and still be doing dumb stuff. But then again, was he in the house? And if he wasn't, was he even present in his son's life? And from my opinion, it don't seem like he was present. And if he was, it don't seem like he was present enough to get his son on a straight and narrow path to do like something with his life. Like, and so it's just a lot of ways you look at this. But my personal opinion is he wasn't being the father he should have been to him. And that's why this all happened the way it happened. Neither one of his sons. Because why are they even in the streets? They got a mom and a dad. Like, I don't understand that. Now, if you dead, I can understand not having a hope, them not having someone to, you know what I'm saying, keep them going on the right path. But you live and well in the same city, there's no excuse. Like, there's no excuse. So then, with that being said, you obviously wasn't stepping up to the plate as a father. So therefore, in my opinion, you should bite the bullet on this. And it's your fault he ended up even doing street shit in the first place, because you should, especially if you've been doing street shit before. So you should first of all should have been on your son. Should have had him in sports or something. Like, just I don't know. But then again, you never know what was really going on. All that, kids don't be listening nowadays. You never know. So it's just so many ways you can look at this, but you'll never really know unless you was like there. But yeah, my opinion is he wasn't really being a father to him like that, because if he was, he wouldn't be out there in them streets doing what he was doing.
Happened to him that day?
No.
Did you participate in any of the planning of the murder of Charles McCormick?
No.
Were you present when Charles McCormick was murdered?
No.
Did you know that was going to happen before it happened?
No.
When did you find out Charles McCormick was going to be murdered? Or, excuse me, when did you find out Charles McCormick had been murdered?
After I picked up Scott and Butter.
So that would be Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Barner?
Yes.
See, my thing is, you knew what you was doing. When they told you, if you really didn't want nothing to do with this, when they told you why you didn't kick them out the car, like, because they're your sons. So then again, if you gonna help them out, then why snitch now? Like, you should have just never involved yourself in the first place.
So
that's one way of looking at it. But then two, also, like, as the sons, like, you shouldn't be involving your dad in none of that. Like, it's just so many ways you look at this. Like,
Big Blue here is keeping it in the family. He's telling on all the fucking family members.
Facts. Big facts.
You indicated you picked them up. How did you know that they needed a ride on January 15, 2020?
My son called me and asked me to go give Scotty a ride.
Which son?
Kareem.
Abdul Jr.?
Yes.
Now, sitting here today, you realize that you are testifying against not only co-defendants, but family members.
Yes.
Why are you doing that?
Well, I have a number of reasons.
Let's hear them.
What are they?
I got some health issues. I got 2 6-year-olds and an 8-year-old daughter.
See, my opinion on this right here is you can't be giving no excuse out of you got kids as younger when if you was being a father to the kids that you had first, they wouldn't be in this predicament. See, it's just like, I don't know. But
And, when my 8-year-old daughter asked me when I'm going to come take her to the daddy-daughter dance.
Objection, hearsay relevance.
I made this clear in the video that I made covering this entire situation. If you, speaking to Ksoo's dad, were a respectable man and took on the responsibility of being a father to Ksoo, you wouldn't have to testify against him later in life because you want to be a father to these other kids you got.
That's my opinion.
If y'all don't know, Blue was in the streets and apparently told way back in the 90s, but he was the influence.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. That's tricky right there. Cause do his son know that he was doing stuff like that? Cause one, you shouldn't have called him in the first place, but definitely if he was snitching back then, I wouldn't have called him now. Like, what's up with you? Like, what you on? Like, you didn't do your research? You just what?
To Ksoo.
That's crazy.
He was the introduction to Ksoo's life.
Yeah, but then that goes back to that. Yeah, he was in the streets. So then he was tied up in the streets himself. He wasn't being a dad. He was just out here having kids. You know what I'm saying? So this is the outcome of that. And then you end up turning your back on him by snitching on him after trying to help. It's lame to me. It's
and then
lame.
when shit hits the fan, he wants to testify on his own son to save his own ass so he can go be a good parent.
You want to use your other kids as an excuse.
Yeah, I'm not going for it. But it is what it is, right?
I'm definitely not going for it either.
Hi, I'm JT, and I made Result Hunter, the search engine for conservatives. Let me just tell you what it does. First of all, big tech...
Overruled.
You can answer.
When she asks me over each year when I'm going to come take her there, and I keep letting her down. Then my 6-year-old son, when he asked me if I'm going to come to his football games, come take him fishing. My other 6-year-old, he asked me, when I'm gonna come see him, when he begging me, please come see me, daddy. He wanna teach me how to play the game, but he don't know where I'm at. You know, things like that. My health issues.
What health issues do you have?
I have diabetic. I'm diabetic. I'm on high blood pressure. I suffer from congestive heart failure. I just found out June 25th that my kidneys is failing rapidly.
I mean, all that sounds good, but your son stood over somebody and knocked their fucking face off with
Like,
an AR
facts.
pistol.
Come on
So
now.
it's like, I want to get out of this situation because, I got diabetes and this and that and da-da-da-da-da, but I'm like, come on, bro. Y'all fucking family punishing shit, and then we're supposed to feel bad that your blood sugar is fucked up.
Has becoming a witness in this case negatively impacted your relationship with your entire family?
Yes.
Duh.
Well, I really don't have no more relationship with my family, besides one person.
So a part of your family completely cut you out?
Yeah.
When people know that you're cooperating, does that make it easier or harder for you when you're incarcerated?
Well, it make it harder for me.
Or about when you get out?
Extremely harder.
Is cooperating in this case something that is easy for you to do?
No, this is the most hardest decision I've had to make in my life.
So he claims this is the hottest decision he's ever had to make in his life. And, he might not be wrong in that. It's either do basically the rest of his life in prison for something his son did, or put his son away for the rest of his son's life so he can have freedom. I'm going to play the clip of Ksoo being sentenced, and then we're going to get into what Ksoo's dad was sentenced to, just for comparison, and then I'll double back and give my
Obviously,
own personal
Ksoo was
thoughts
sentenced to
on the
life. Then he got
situation.
another case he's still
First, today,
fighting
we now
like.
know a local rapper and his cousin will spend the rest of their lives in prison. Hakeem Robinson, also known as Ksoo, along with Leroy Whitaker Jr., were sentenced today in the death of Charles McCormick Jr. Our Haja Baj joined us live outside the Duval County Courthouse this evening. And Haja, tell us more about what happened inside the courtroom.
Yeah, guys, I was in the courtroom today when Robinson and Whitaker found out they'll be spending the rest of their lives behind bars without parole. Now, both men declined to speak as the judge announced their sentences.
His life was taken unjustly, and the ripple effect of the act that has forever changed his family, friends, and community. But it brings some kind of relief knowing that this individual will no longer have the power to take another life.
Is there anything you wish to say? Okay. By unanimous verdict, and at this time, this court will then adjudicate you guilty of that offense and sentence you to the only lawful sentence that this court can impose, and that is mandatory life in prison without the eligibility for parole.
Jacksonville rapper Hakeem.
Yeah, just so y'all know, in the state of Florida, there is no parole. So when
do
you
your time and just get
go
out.
to prison with a sentence like that, it's done. You gotta die or appeal it. But there's no parole. Same thing as if you get out, because in Florida you have to serve 85% of your sentence. So you can get gain time and be early released technically. But when you get out, you're not on parole either. You're just out. You're free. They give you $50 in a bus pass to wherever the fuck you want to go. And that's it.
That's cold.
But there's no getting out of this unless you appeal it and beat it. And keep in mind, Ksoo is still fighting another murder case.
Exactly. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, just to think about it.
Hakeem
You beat this
Robinson,
and you still
also
gotta
known
fight
as
another. It's
Ksoo,
over,
and his
bro.
cousin Leroy Whitaker Jr. were sentenced Wednesday to
Put the
life
criminal
in
on top
prison
of your
without
back.
parole
Telling you though,
for
how
the
you-
2020
damn.
killing of 23-year-old Charles McCormick Jr. According to the police, McCormick was shot on January 15, 2020 at Dames Point Plaza in Arlington. An off-duty officer witnessed the shooting and said the gunman stood over McCormick and fired a rifle before fleeing in a Nissan Altima. The officer pursued the car until it crashed. 3 people ran from the scene. Robinson and Whitaker were later arrested and charged with first-degree murder. A jury unanimously found Robinson guilty for first-degree murder on July 31st of this year. Family members of McCormick were in the courtroom, sharing their grief and sending a message to the community.
We pray that this moment causes reflection, not only for those being sentenced, but for anyone listening. One reckless moment, one decision can destroy many.
For anyone listening, yeah, to the YNs listening to this, stay out the streets, man. This is what happens, man. You think being a shooter and having guns and stuff is cool, then you get booked with life. You in that cell crying. Wish you could have your freedom, man. It's not worth it. Find y'all something to do with y'all life better than the streets, because the streets don't do nothing good for you. Nothing good for you. Nothing good for you. Man, get y'all a legal hustle, do y'all something. You got so much, it's internet nowadays, you got so much stuff you can do. You can stream, you can do YouTube, you can day trade, you can do stocks, you can do it's all kind of things. You can learn a trade. It's all kind of things, and everything is not for everyone. But find what you want to do and do it. Like, but the streets is for no one. For no one. It's no one.
Lives, including your own. As a community, we must take a stand against music and messages that glorify real violence and the loss of innocent lives.
No, I'm gonna just say this shit just to keep it a buck. Lil Buck got killed for dropping a diss song, right? So a lot of people are mad that Ksoo, he had an album cover with a bunch of dead people on it. Ksoo dissed the dead. Lil Buck got hit for dissing the dead. So it ain't like he's a fucking angel in this situation. Let's just keep that shit 1,000. That's why he got hit.
Yeah,
but in breaking news,
still,
father of Jacksonville rapper Ksoo sentenced to time served for a role in Charles McCormick's murder.
It's just it's like a double whammy, because like, this is the type of games they play with the law too. They know dang well, like, I bet you, so you do all this, now you snitched, and the case is worldwide. Everybody know about the case. So now you snitch on your son, your life is endangered in there, in prison, in jail. You get out, now everybody wants your head, especially his homies. It's over with, like, and they probably not finna let you leave the state. Like, it's, yeah, bro, yeah, man, it is cold game they play. They finna let him out, knowing his head, everybody want his head. They finna let him out knowing he want his head. They probably let him out hoping he get killed. Like, that's the kind of games they be playing, man. Y'all gotta be, streets ain't for y'all, bro. I'm telling you, the streets is not it, bro. Y'all gotta just be smart.
If y'all don't know what time served is, that means he's free.
He's free. Like,
he doesn't have to serve any time. No jail, no prison, nothing. He's done.
For those who don't know, time served pretty much, say I get booked for a case, and I'm fighting the case, but the whole time I'm fighting the case, I'm locked up. If I am guilty of it, and it's not no crazy crime, or even if it is a crazy crime and I've been in there for years fighting it, and they hit me with time served, that's pretty much what they're saying is, yeah, you're sentenced, but all the time you've been in there, you served your sentence, pretty much. That's pretty much all they're saying. So you pretty much get let out.
The father of Jacksonville rapper Ksoo was sentenced to time served on Friday for his role in the 2020 murder of Charles Lil Buck McCormick Jr., marking an end to a case in which two others received life sentences. Abdul Robinson Sr. pleaded guilty to helping his nephew Leroy Whitaker and Dominique Butter Barner escape after the murder. As part of the plea deal, prosecutors called for him to testify against his son Ksoo, real name Hakeem Robinson, during his murder trial. Robinson Sr. was sentenced to 1,898 days in jail. The judge's assistant confirmed with First Coast News that the 54-year-old will be released from police custody Friday. However, the judge sentenced Robinson Sr. to 2 years of community control with electronic monitoring, followed by 3 years of probation with special conditions. So what that means?
Imagine his son right now. Imagine Ksoo, man. I know he probably in there. One or two things: mentally messed up, or he up in there terrorizing and going insane. Like, that's, man, that boy. That's some crazy stuff, man. Worst betrayal ever.
The 1,000 and something days they sentenced him to, that's how many days he's been in jail.
Pretty much, yeah, that's all they're saying. That's what
they
time
gave
served
him
is.
time served. We're going to sentence you to exactly how much time you've already done.
And let you
that
out.
way it eliminates it. It takes itself out. Community control in the state of Florida is the strictest probation you can be on. It is so easy to fuck up. If you're allowed outside your crib, you have to write down everywhere you go. He's going to be on a GPS monitor. You got to get permission for everything. This is like getting released by the feds. Community control is not an easy thing.
That's the part. That's the tricky part they play. That's the game they play. Now they finna let him out. He's not finna be able to leave nowhere. Gotta stay in the house. Who's to say somebody don't run up in that house and smoke him? Like, that's the games they be playing, man.
To do, right?
Stay away from the streets, man.
But it is if you're claiming to be the good father that he's claiming he's going to be going to football games and having tea parties and shit and all that. So he's got community control. He's got probation. All of that's going to equal out to 5 years, right? But he's free as of today. He's coming home. Now, is he going to be able to live in Jacksonville? I don't know. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't see why not. Because it's like, who in Ksoo's group is going to take him out?
Yeah, they all good and locked up.
With it seems like all the hitters in ATK are gone, first off. But second off, it's like, who's really going to step on an old man?
Speaking of ATK, boy, what's the boy name? Young and Ace. You might want to lay low, because, boy, I know they cooking up a nice little case for his ass, boy. I don't care what nobody tell me. Just, if y'all go do all the research and look at everything, boy, they cooking up a nice little RICO for him. Watch.
When everyone knows the police are watching him.
This finna get bad. Watch
and
him.
Ksoo, I think he's still in the county. He didn't get transferred to prison yet, I don't believe. And he's got to face his other murder case. He has a whole nother murder for killing Julio Fulio's
they ain't
friend.
transport him yet because he got to fight
like,
that case.
What, 15 at the time, 16 at the time? Maybe younger, maybe 14, I forget. But we'll just have to wait and see how the Bibby case plays out, because if he gets sent...
Imagine that. Imagine already getting booked for murder. Mandatory life. You not getting out. And then you got to still sitting there and fighting a whole nother murder case. Like, it's already over with, and you still got... It's already, like, bro, you gonna have to... That's crazy. When you die, you got in the afterlife. You still locked up. That's crazy. Like,
this to another life sentence for that murder. You can best believe Ksoo's dying in prison.
Yeah,
but
he already out there in prison, man. Him and his homie, his cousin. I mean, but yeah. To all my kids out there, all the YNs and stuff, like, stay out the streets, bro. Like, find something better to do with your life. I'm just put it that way, because that ain't it. That ain't it. This is what happens. This is exactly what happens when you decide to be in the streets, pretty much. Dead or in jail. So, yeah, find out something to do. Like I was saying earlier, there's so many options out there now. Find out something to do. It's just yeah. But that's the video. I'm gonna get at y'all. See y'all again later. Yeah, y'all be safe.